Charlene, you have 5 seconds to get into the Christmas spirit before I parent you.
All right, Mother.
Well, you know, as actors and directors, we are all storytellers. And in this case, we have two very, very talented actors who play a variety of roles. They play different genders, they play different ages. And the
11 characters each.
Right. And so I'd like
So you have a cast of 22 of them.
As far as building the characters and creating your own versions of the characters and making that work, some of them are easier. Some of them, your instincts tell you exactly how to play them from the moment that you start reading them. Some of them are a little more difficult, and maybe they're outside of your own personal zone of knowledge. And that's typically when you go in, you give it your best shot, and you rely on your director. And that's always the most helpful thing in that case, because you always have to rely on someone else's objective eyes.
For me, I am from the South, and Turner is as well. So when approaching something like this, it's important to me that it's not hee-haw, you know, it's not making fun of anyone in a way that is derogatory, because the plays do speak a lot to truths that are a shared experience everywhere. These people who are this way in this play, you find them in every part of this country, and in fact in a lot of parts of the world.
When you cast really good actors, I mean, one of the big things about being a director is you want to find actors who can really do the work. And when you find them, a lot of times basically what you do is give them a place to discover the stuff that they can find, because as Jody said, he knows Bertha much better than I will ever know her as a director. I have an idea of what she's like, but he knows things that I will not know.
And what Jody said earlier about finding the love in the play is something that was very important to me too as the producer of this work, was to try to find, not just to make, I mean, some of these characters are funny, they're silly, but to not make fun of them, but to celebrate their humanity.
They're characters who have wants and desires and things standing in their way, and those characters, no matter who they are, tend to find them pretty important, or the show's not as interesting.
One of the things this show talks about a little bit in the subtext is the fact that we all sort of romanticize the holidays, of the perfect holiday where you're going to have your family, that you're not going to burn the rolls like my grandmother does, and she gets so upset about that. It's going to be the perfect meal. Everyone's going to have the perfect outfit. It's just going to be a Hallmark card. And how often is it ever like that?
The physical work you do to play different genders and different ages. So sometimes it's just a matter of where the weight is placed, you know, if it's placed in your chest or placed in your hips or placed somewhere else or in your head. But the way you walk and the way you stand changes depending upon how old someone is or the kind of character they are.
When you leave, the last thing you want to do is to leave a scene in the, oh my God, I've got to go out and change clothes energy, because then the audience can say they're not acting anymore, they are now trying to get to that costume change. So fighting the urge to get off fast is something that you have to do. You have to remember, if you're going to move quickly, you have to move quickly as that person would move quickly.
Do you think it's harder to do a play with a smaller cast, or do you think it's hard to do a play with a larger cast?
Typically, no. If everybody's there for the right reasons and everybody's interested in telling the story in the best way and telling it well, then be it 2 people or 20, things tend to work out quite well.
And backstage, I mean, is immensely complicated, because we only have 3 people helping with the costume changes, which is, I wish we had more, because it's really hard for these guys in the sense of they go off stage and they have seconds before they come back as somebody completely different.
I wouldn't be here tonight to see this performance if it hadn't been for the fact that you were having this coffee and conversation. Because when I saw that written up, I thought, oh, this will be great. I like the idea of knowing something about this performance before I actually see it. Yeah. And I've been very impressed with the level of commitment and interest that all 4 of you are showing. And I have no doubt that I am really going to enjoy this performance much more than I would have if I had just come at 8 o'clock and sat down for the performance.
Not a question, but a tribute. I'm having the opposite experience from this lady because I have had the privilege of seeing this play here. I came with a girlfriend and we both needed to laugh. And I thank you so much for that gift. And looking at you gentlemen, I think, oh my, all those people that you portray. I'm visualizing you in the various characters, and I'm just totally amazed. You just so transported me into that place and that time and into those characters. And I am so grateful for this opportunity to peek behind the curtain a little bit and to see you as yourselves. And it's really emphasizing to me the magic of theater. So thank you so much for that gift.